It is time for your email questions, and we are ready. I'm ready. Pat's ready.
Go.
Viewer writes, are we required to speak in tongues? Are prayers heard any less by God when I don't speak in tongues?
Well, of course not. Your prayers are from your spirit. They're your spirit communicating with the Lord. You can pray in the spirit, but you don't have to. Are we required to? No. It is the Bible says, Paul said, he that prays in tongues edifies himself. He builds up his own spirit. But that isn't necessarily the way you communicate with God. You can communicate with God not saying anything, just your mind. So, you know. Okay, what's next?
KR writes, I'm pursuing a fine arts degree, and I'm having trouble reconciling my Christian faith with this environment. Specifically, I have been asked to draw nude models and pursue and peruse through nude artwork. I know that many Christian artists, even ones during the Renaissance, painted nude portraits, but I think it's pornographic and it shouldn't be portrayed as art. What do you think?
Porneia has to do with sexual intercourse. That's what the Greek word means. The human body is not pornographic. It was made by God, and Adam and Eve didn't have any clothes on when they were first created. So God himself doesn't think there's anything wrong with the human body. And you look at the David that Michelangelo did, it's so magnificent, and that's a statue of a naked man, but it's a magnificent piece of art. So I don't think it's pornographic. If you think it's pornographic, then don't do it. You know, it's to you if it incites you. But the truth is that, you know, male and female models, they've been doing art forever, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I saw the statue of David in Florence once, and
it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
And you just feel, you know, only God could have helped him do that.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie writes, my son is hearing impaired and cannot hear at all. I have prayed for his healing. It seems as if God is hearing impaired. What am I doing wrong?
It may be a spirit of deafness. I have dealt with people who are deaf, and you rebuke a spirit of deafness and they get healed. So I don't know what you're doing wrong, because I don't know your son, I don't know you, I don't know what the situation is, but why don't you try that? And if it doesn't work, try something else. All right.
A viewer writes, if I forgive, do things have to go back to normal? Can I just want nothing to do with that person afterwards? I forgave someone for something, and they're just not sorry for it. Now that person is just really bringing out the worst in me whenever they're around.
I don't think you have to expose yourself over and over again to somebody that's caused you pain and difficulty, and somebody that deep in your heart there's an antagonism. But what you need is to pray for those that despitefully use you, pray for those that persecute you, do good to those that are nasty to you, and let it go at that. And by all means, forgive if you hold anything against them. So I'm afraid in this case you haven't really forgiven.
Sometimes it's a process, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
Well, Mel writes, I've always heard that a person will go to hell if they commit suicide. Is that true? What if the person was mentally ill or taking a medication that harmed them, or simply not in their right mind at the time that they committed this act?
Well, you've pointed out the reasons why it wouldn't be a problem. Without the law, there's no transgression. So if there's no law, there can't be a law. If somebody is an idiot or a little child, they don't know the difference between right and wrong. So if somebody is mentally impaired, they don't know what's right or wrong, so I don't think they'll be held guilty. In the law, by the way, it is presumed somebody commits suicide that they're mentally impaired, that they're crazy. So in this case, I would say, but I sure wouldn't counsel somebody to go out and kill themselves and then say, well, Pat said on the 700 Club it's okay. No, it's not. Yeah. If you know what you're doing, then that's a different matter. But if somebody is delusional in some fashion, I don't think God's going to hold them guilty.